Welcome to today's filled hearing of the Ways and Means Committee about the future of America's trade policy. I am told that this filled hearing is the first outside full committee hearing in 100 years in Congress. And to do that in Staten Island, we are blessed to be here with Ms. Nicole Malatakis in her beautiful district. As America's front door to the world, New York City and ports like the one here at Staten Island represent the front lines of America's global trade. Last year, the total value of U.S. goods traded was approximately $5.3 trillion. That includes food from our farmers, the energy in our homes, the medical equipment in our hospitals, and everything in between. There isn't a single worker, family, or business in our country that isn't impacted by trade, some positively and some negatively. Unfortunately, bad trade policies in Washington have allowed foreign countries to take advantage of our workers and destroy American jobs. Last year, our trade deficit reached $945 billion, the largest ever. The American worker should be at the center of our trade policy. That's why the Ways and Means Committee is here today, to listen to Americans on the front lines about how we can revitalize fair trade in America. During the hearing, we will be passing around notebooks that you'll see right over here. I'd like to ask all of our audience members to please share your thoughts about how Congress can improve U.S. trade policies. We want to hear from you, and we want that submitted into the record. One key step is to secure our supply chains. We must reduce our dependency on nations who do not share our values or have aligned interests. To be clear, a country that cannot supply their own demand for food, energy, and medicine, but instead rely on other nations to fulfill those basic needs, they are no longer independent, but they are politically dependent. That means producing more of our own medicine and energy, and where we can't make it here, ensuring that we are sourcing from allies close to home. For our food supply, it means making sure our farmers are viable and able to make a living off the land and sell American-grown products without facing non-tariff barriers around the world. We need to aggressively enforce the commitments our trading partners made to treat U.S. products fairly. We must build on the progress from USMCA by pushing more trading partners to open their markets so our farmers and small businesses can compete and win. American families, they need results. We must use trade enforcement tools to chart a new path forward to put American workers first and to hold accountable bad actors, including China. To do that, Congress must reassert its constitutional role as the lead in U.S. trade policy. Right now, the administration is trying to work around Congress and create so-called frameworks that lack the force of law. Congress needs to shine a light on China's human rights abuses and predatory trade practices. China is forging ahead with an aggressive trade agenda that cheats America, shapes the global playing field in its favor, and threatens key American supply chains and the livelihoods of American farmers and American workers. What should be now clear to everyone here today is that our country needs is a smart and strategic decoupling from China. Workers and small businesses being harmed by China's unfair trade practices have been overlooked and forgotten for way too long. They expect us to go further and to use the tools at our disposal to level the playing field for workers, farmers, and job creators. We're here to make sure the future of U.S. trade includes their voices. I'd like to introduce our witnesses for today's hearing. Del Heminger is a second-generation owner and operator of Hemdell Farms, Dairy, and Greenhouses in Ontario County. John Atkins, our host today, is the president of Global Containers Terminal USA. Nuri Turkle is the first U.S.-educated Uyghur American lawyer and human rights advocate who serves as the chair of the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom, and John Romano, CEO of Tronix, and Thomas O'Shea, President of the United Steelworkers, Local 135. I want to thank our witnesses for taking time away from their families and their busy schedules to share your stories and ideas, and I'm pleased to recognize the gentleman from Massachusetts, Ranking Member Mr. Nill, for his opening statement.